Welcome to IPL Deep Dive, the podcast that brings you expert analysis, thrilling match highlights, and all the drama of IPL 2025. Whether you're a diehard fan or just catching the cricket fever, we've got you covered with in-depth insights and engaging discussions. Get ready to explore the heart of the action with your hosts, Mike and Michelle, as they dive into today's match analysis. It's time to step onto the pitch and join the conversation.
Gujrat Titans. Wow. They just delivered a pretty seismic performance against Rajasthan Royals, didn't they? Winning by 58 runs.
Yeah, 58 runs in T20. That's a hammering. Seriously, it feels more like a test match margin sometimes.
Exactly. They put up a huge 217, and Rajasthan, well, they just couldn't get close. All out for 159.
That kind of win, it's more than just points on the board, isn't it? It's a real statement. Makes you think about, where these two teams are heading.
Precisely. And that's what we're digging into today. We've looked at the commentary, the analysis from CricBuzz, ESPN Cricinfo, checked the official IPL site for, the scores and squads.
Mm-hmm.
And the plan is to really break down why Gujarat were so dominant and what this match kind of tells us about both sides going forward.
Right, because the big question is, was this just a really bad day at the office for Rajasthan, or does it point to something, a bit more fundamental they need to sort out?
Let's kick off with Gujarat, because honestly, listening to the CricBuzz guys, it sounds like they pretty much ticked every single box.
They really did.
And a big part of that has to be Sai Sutherson again. The guy's just incredibly consistent. Second in the orange cap race now, 273 runs.
It's amazing, isn't it? Multiple 50s, nearly another one. Just that one failure. His consistency is, remarkable.
What stands out about him? The commentary seemed to really praise his style.
Yeah, it's his elegance, but it's more than that. It's his ability to score, all around the ground. The analysts were saying, it's so hard to set a field for him.
Right.
He can play both sides, picks gaps, doesn't seem to take massive risks either. It's just smart, effective batting.
And having one of your top three, and it's usually been him lately, play that long innings, that's just gold for a T20 side, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It gives the whole batting unit so much confidence. Others can come in and play maybe a bit more freely.
And we saw that depth too, right? Shah Rukh Khan came in, got a handy 30-odd.
Yeah.
Showed they've got options.
Yeah, and they seem quite flexible at that middle order. Sometimes it's Washington Sundar at 4, this time Shah Rukh. They adapt based on the situation, it seems.
It's just the coaches, they trust their depth now. Maybe more than some people thought at the start of the season.
Could be. It feels like there's a confidence there, definitely. But let's be real. The bowling in this game.
Wow.
Sensational, wasn't it? Just top-notch, right from the start, too. Getting Jaiswal early.
Mm-hmm. That was huge. CricBuzz highlighted that as a key moment, right, in the power play. Getting him out, then really put Rajasthan on the back foot immediately.
Big time. And you look at the bowlers who stepped up. Prasidh Krishna, 3 for 24. He looks sharp.
Incredibly sharp. They clocked him at 146, 147 Ks. That's proper pace.
Yeah.
And he wasn't just banging it in. He used slower balls, the short ball effectively, too. Looked really good.
Siraj also bowled well, 1 for 30. Controlled. It feeds into that idea, doesn't it? That Gujarat is a place where bowlers kind of find their groove again.
It does seem that way. Arshad Khan chipped in early, too, with a wicket.
Even Rashid Khan, who, people have been talking about his form a bit.
Yeah, he still picked up 2 wickets. The CricBuzz guys had that phrase, kaduka, submeet, subga. Basically, everyone got a piece of the pie.
Yeah, I heard that. It sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? It wasn't just one guy. The whole attack contributed, multiple threats.
Which makes them so dangerous. If one guy is slightly off, someone else steps up. That depth is key.
Exactly. And it wasn't just raw skill, the tactics seemed spot on, too.
Like holding back Sai Kishore for the right-handers later on.
Yeah, that and pursued getting wickets with the short ball, which they said is sort of his natural length anyway.
And the Ashish Nehra factor, too, right? Encouraging them to just hit that good length. Simple but effective.
You can see his influence, a great fast bowler himself, focusing on the fundamentals. Stick to your strengths, hit the right areas consistently. It often works, even in T20.
So, yeah, top order runs, middle order steps up when needed, bowlers dominate tactically. It's easy to see why CricBuzz called it pretty much the perfect T20 game for Gujarat.
It really was close to flawless. And you see the result, top of the table now. 4 wins from 5, healthy net run rate. They're flying.
Flying high. Okay, let's pivot then. The other side of the coin. Rajasthan Royals. What went so wrong for them?
Well, chasing 218, losing wickets early, that's almost always fatal, isn't it?
Puts you under immense pressure from ball one.
Yeah, ESPN Christianfo really hammered that point home. Lose wickets in the power play chasing big, and the required rate just shoots up. They were, 60-something for 2 or 3, always behind from then on.
Exactly. And you saw glimpses, didn't you? Like Ryan Parag hitting a couple of those lovely sixes.
Heartless, yeah.
But he couldn't kick on. The commentary suggested, he needed to turn that start into a really big one, anchor the chase.
And that's the difference, isn't it? Getting a quick 30 is one thing, but seeing the team home in a massive chase requires someone to bat deep. They just didn't have that anchor.
And Hetmeyer down the order. He has the power, no doubt.
Oh, immense power.
But if wickets are tumbling, he comes in under so much pressure, needs time or at least a platform, which he just didn't get.
Right. And then there was that whole discussion around the impact sub. Did Rajasthan use it right?
Yeah, ESPN Christianfo brought that up, bringing in Kejrolia, the seamer. Some wondered if, maybe a batsman like Shabam Dubey might have been better, given the chase.
It's always debatable, the impact sub, but it's a resource you need to maximize, and maybe they didn't quite nail it in this map.
And the spin department felt a bit light, especially without Hasaranga.
Definitely felt his absence. That quality wrist spin in the middle overs, they missed that. Questions asked about Kartikeya Singh's role, too.
Connects to the wider bowling issue, maybe? Like, are they too reliant on Jofra Archer?
Seems like it could be the case. He's world-class, obviously, their main strike weapon. But if he doesn't fire or only gets 1 wicket...
Who else is consistently breaking through? You mentioned the names Sep Sharma, Deshpande, Farooqi. They haven't quite delivered consistently yet.
Yeah, and someone on commentary even suggested maybe Archer should have bowled a 3rd over in the power play. When he looked dangerous.
Interesting tactical point.
Yeah.
Could have maybe grabbed another wicket up front.
Possibly. Strike while the iron's hot,
And this ties into what the ESPN Christianfo panel discussed their auction strategy.
Yeah.
Did they adequately replace bowlers they've lost? Is the squad a bit thin?
Yeah, only 6 overseas players in total. That's quite low. It limits your options, especially if you pick up injuries or someone loses form. Doesn't give you much backup.
And the batting. The big issue is just the lack of partnerships, right?
Absolutely critical in a big chase. You need 50s, 70s, maybe even 100 partnerships somewhere in there. They just had little bursts, nothing substantial.
Just couldn't build anything. And Sampson's captaincy, praised for defending a total last game.
Yeah.
But maybe he faced different pressures here, bowling first and watching the runs pile up.
It's a different challenge, definitely. Keeping the team calm, making the right bowling changes when you're getting hit around. It's tough.
So where does this leave Rajasthan? Bottom half now, 2 wins from 5. Crickbuzz seemed pretty clear they need a winning run, fast.
Urgently. Especially with games coming up in Jaipur, though. Weirdly, they haven't played there yet this season. Next up are RCB and Delhi.
Those home games feel massive now, don't they? A chance to reset on familiar ground.
Absolutely critical. They need to find answers, and quickly, if they want to stay in the playoff hunt.
Okay, let's sort of crystallize the key takeaways then. The big one, Gujrat's bowling. Just so strong, so many options, even when Rashid isn't maybe at his absolute peak.
Yeah, that depth really stood out. Compared to Rajasthan's bowling, which clearly has some question marks, that was the major differentiator in this match.
And for Gujrat, that top-order stability, having someone like Sudarshan laying a platform consistently, it's huge.
It builds the entire innings.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Nera's influence on the bowlers.
Yeah, that focus on good-length bowling seems simple, but clearly effective.
ESPN Christianfo highlighted that specifically. Disciplined bowling, even in T20, can really pay off.
And Sudarshan's value, again, not just the runs, but the way he gets them. Low risk, scores everywhere. So valuable.
Makes him really hard to contain. A complete package for them at the top.
For Rajasthan, maybe they need a rethink. Bat first sometimes, perhaps. Take the pressure off the chase.
It's a thought, isn't it? Setting a total might suit their current makeup a bit better. Allow the bowlers something to defend. Worth considering, maybe.
And that overseas balance issue. Are Rajasthan getting enough impact, especially from their overseas bowlers, compared to Gujrat, who are thriving with mostly Indian bowlers?
Yeah, that comparison was telling. Gujrat playing effectively 3 overseas, getting great results. Rajasthan's overseas contingent, especially bowlers besides Archer, needs to step up more consistently.
Looking tournament-wide then, Gujrat. They look like serious contenders now, right? Top of the table, playing clinical cricket.
Definitely put themselves in that bracket. Early days, sure, but they look like one of the teams to beat. Very well-rounded.
Rajasthan, though. Tough road ahead. Need to fix those batting and bowling issues. Those Jaipur games are suddenly make or break almost.
Huge pressure on those home games now. They need points, and they need to find some form and confidence.
And quickly looking ahead, Bangalore versus Delhi next. Both teams doing pretty well, looking for a home win.
Yeah, should be a cracker. Even at Chinnaswamy, which is usually high scoring, you feel good bowling could still be decisive.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive. A really dominant win for Gujarat, build on that fantastic, versatile bowling and Sudarshan's consistency, Rajasthan. They've got some serious thinking to do about their bowling attack and finding ways to build partnerships. They need answers, like yesterday.
It really highlights just how vital team balance is, doesn't it? Especially having that strong, deep bowling unit in the IPL. You can have all the batting power, but you need the bowlers to back it up.
So here's something for everyone listening to chew on. In a tournament stacked with batting talent, just how crucial is that team balance, especially having bowlers who can consistently take wickets or control the run rate? And thinking about Rajasthan specifically, what changes do you think they need? Strategically? Personnel, maybe? And on the flip side, are Gujarat's current strategies, their team balance, is that sustainable for the whole tournament? Can they keep this level up?
Really interesting questions. Rajasthan definitely need to adapt somehow, find a formula that works. Gujarat's challenge is maintaining this high standard because teams will start analyzing them more closely now.
Absolutely. And if you want to dig even deeper, definitely go check out the full scorecards, look at the player stats, and let us know what you think online. We always love hearing different perspectives on these matches.